put my other video on. So yeah, good to see you all. And tonight we'll do a workout which hopefully won't get us too hot now that the weather's slightly cooler than it was, although it's still a little bit muggy and there's people still coming in. So yeah, I think tonight we'll emphasise the abdominals a little bit, which we tend to do these days anyway, and the waist as well. So I do a little bit of work on the waist, on our waists. And apart from that, all the normal stuff. So glutes, bit of balance work as well in the warm up, which I like to do. And I'm thinking of using the long band. So I think probably we'll use it just in the warm up. That's if it comes in or not, I'm not sure, but just have that handy, and also have your weights handy if you like to use your little weights as well. Brilliant. Okay, so we'll get started with probably upper body. Actually, we'll go straight into what we used to do first thing, is just the arms out in front, and we're just going to squeeze the shoulders forwards and back. Starting to mobilise the shoulder area, and then you're going to take one arm forward and the other one back. So do it like this, that's it. And then bring both arms down, and then I'm going to do this from the back. So you're going to take one arm out to the side, and you're just going to squeeze that shoulder away from you, and then you're going to squeeze it back towards your vertebrae. So squeeze it away and bring it back. You don't have to do what I'm doing with the other hand, I'm just sort of pointing. So push it away and then squeeze back. And then squeeze it back, relax the shoulder down, take it to the other side, squeeze away. Can you feel the sort of mobility is sort of increasing in that shoulder area? Hopefully you are. I'll do one more, bring it back in, and then just relax. Good. So roll those shoulders a couple of times. Excellent. And then the other thing we could do is, I've just thought one we haven't done for ages, but before we do that, we're going to take the arms forward again. Then we're going to take the elbows back, and then you're going to squeeze up and down. We just keep that position and squeeze. So this is working into the backs of your shoulders, so your rotator cuff muscles. And then bring it back, stretch forward, take the arms up, and then just a turn all the way around. Roll, squeeze up and release. And then the one we haven't done for ages, just trying to think what we do, God, I can't remember it completely. Let's take the arms out in front, then we squeeze, push the fingers away from us, so you get that stretch in the fingers, that's it, and then we come up, and then we stretch away. And then we come out forwards. I don't know if we did the forwards bit, but it doesn't matter. And then the fingers. So it's a nice stretch for the fingers. Oh yeah, and there's something that I saw last week. We won't do it now because I haven't practiced it. Where we can do some work with our toes. It is quite important, especially if you're a runner and a lot of walking. You'll need your band for that. And then up. And stretch. So I'll have to put that in as a plan. Maybe we could do it Thursday when we're all together in person, or some of us are, and then roll the shoulders. Good. Okay. So that's lots of shoulder work. Let's do a little bit of hips now. So let's work with the kind of a waist twist. So first of all, just take the arms out just loosely in front, and we're going to keep that shoulder facing forward. So just a little gentle twist. Don't go too mad. I always have to feel like I have to breathe out as I do that twist. And just make sure the arms and the shoulders feel reasonably relaxed. And then bring it into the middle and then bring the arms down. I just had a thought. So arms back out in front and we'll do a bit more of the twist. So we'll take that arm, the elbow behind. So we're going to try and keep the hips reasonably faced forwards, but they can do a little bit of a swing. And then I'm going to come forwards a little bit, but you can stay where you are if you've got room. You're going to take the arm all the way around. So what this time you can let the hips move slightly, but you want to get that stretch into your abdominals and your obliques. I can feel that in my shoulders now. Can you? So bring those arms back and then give them a bit of a swing. One forward, one back, and the other one. I've been painting today again. I keep doing bits of decorating and yesterday actually I painted all day nearly. So my shoulders are tight. It's one of the problems with painting all day. Okay, so we've done that. So let's do a stretch. We can do a side stretch now. So we're going to stretch up and take it over. I want to kind of bring in a bit more side and waist work. So I'm just always looking for new ideas. Take it over the other side. And bring it back. And then we're just going to just take the arms so we can just do a full sort of twist. That's nice actually. And you can feel it almost like into your rib cage as well. And you're going to bring that foot round. Brilliant, okay. And then come back into the middle. Brilliant. So that's that stuff done. Then we're going to, oh yes, we'll do some squats and then we'll add some bits to the squats. So we'll start first just with the basic squat. So just don't go down too far yet. Just take it to where, because I don't know if you have problems with your knees, but if you do, you don't want to go too far, especially at the beginning. And just work with the knees, just trying to encourage them outwards. And then what we're going to do now, as we come up, we're going to stretch, lift the heels, and then come back down and lift. You can do whatever you like with your arms. So I'm trying to work out a good way that kind of supports you. I think it's quite nice to stretch up. You don't have to. So you're getting a stretch into your calf muscles. So next thing, if you use blocks, take your blocks, and I'll do a side. You can just about, I might bring it down a bit. You want to bring them down to the floor. I'll just bring this bit down for a sec. And you're going to put your heels on your blocks. So make sure your heels are the normal width that they would normally be. Still not showing it, is it? That's because I'm quite far away from the... Stick that out of the way. Just about see, aren't you? So heels on blocks. And what that's going to do, it's going to help you go a little bit deeper into your squat. So if you squat down, you should feel a difference. Just keep going. You can widen that if you want to. And then what we're going to do, we're going to bring it down and hold, and just hold that position. Push your bottom behind, keep pushing, pull up through the abdominals, and then Just some little pulses if that feels okay. If not, just stay where you are. And then squeeze your bottom, squeeze it as you come up. Okay, and then shake those legs. Right, and then we can take that out of the way. I'll just move this again. Back up a bit. Okay, so next thing we'll take the feet out wide and we just do a stretch, like 2 pulses as you stretch across. That's quite nice stretch for your inner thigh area. And then bring it back to the middle, bring the feet in. And then, what was I going to do? I was going to do, oh yeah, we'll do a bit of balance work. So we're going to lift the knee and bring it back down. Then take the leg out to the side and then take it, squeeze it behind. And bring it to the other side. So really try and place the foot on the floor, so keep it, try and sort of spread the toes out. It's quite hard to do it. And bring it back. And again, lift. And squeeze. Behind. This will be your last one. And then we'll do something else with this, she says. Squeeze, behind. Okay, let's try some balance work with this one. So what we're going to do, we're going to lift the knee and we're going to try and keep that lifted off the floor. Push it behind and bring the sort of like come down, so you're going to hamstring stretch. So you're not rounding off like this. I can't do it like that. You're coming in what we call almost like a, I've forgotten what it's called, I'll think of it in a minute. So you get stretching hamstrings and then you come back. So it's the work is sort of like you're hinging from the hips. So it's using those joints in the hips. So then we'll try the other side. So you're going to lift that knee. If you need to touch the floor, it absolutely doesn't, it doesn't matter. Just do what you can do, but just see if you can think about it's the hinge from the hips. So your back's nice and flat. Just keep going. I'm just going to have a quick look. That's my excuse that I'm sticking to it. And then come all the way back up. It's hard, isn't it? So you don't have to, you can make it you could make it a bit smaller, so you could lift the knee slightly. You could scrape across and then you could, just come to here. You don't have to, but the further you come down, the more you're going to get the stretch. And it's a great hamstring stretch actually. It's also great if you can keep your balance as you come back up. So we just try that on both sides once more. I didn't do the knee. Deadlifts, so there's something called deadlifts that we do with weights. See what you find, I don't know if you find that, but when you're down in this position, you're pulling up slightly through the abdominals, so you can feel the abdominals working. So yeah, so it's good. That's it, good for your balance. So you should be getting a stretch in the back, in the hamstrings. Okay. Let's just do some elbow to knee. So what we're going to do, see if you can bring the elbows up and do a bit of a twist. Rather than going like this, I don't want you to round your back. You want to keep the torso nice and strong and feel the abs working as you bring that knee up. Get that breath out. Last one. And then just some pats behind, so take that across just for a second, keep doing that while I'm looking at what we're going to do next. Yeah, I don't know if this will work better on the mat or not. We'll just do some little lunges. What you can do, so you stay on one side and you're just going to take the knee back into a lunge. So for some of you, if that's too much, just take it into a very small lunge or like this. So the further you go back, the more wobbly you get. The more pressure you're putting on the knees. Just have a go with that. And then when you're ready, if you can come back down into your lunge position and just see if you can just do that little pulse, sort of going up and down. And then just gently, so see if you can stretch that leg behind and then bring that leg up. So that sort of stretches into the calves. You feel that? And then we'll take the leg, just do a couple of lunges just to find that the position that's comfortable for you. See how far you want to take it. And then once you've got a position, find that, and then just some small pulses, nice strong torso. It's hot now. And then see if you can stretch that back leg, the heel towards the floor, so you can feel the calf stretch. And then see if you can pull through and come back to standing. Wow, okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we'll come down to the floor from there. So if you just bring your mats down. Bring your weights down if you'd like to use them. I forgot to use the long bands, so I don't think we're going to use. We'll bring it down with you, because I might bring it in the to do something different in our shoulder bridge. Let's bring that down a bit lower. Just checking that's definitely recording. Okay. How's that? Yeah. Right. What are we doing first? We're going on our backs first. Into crook position. And if you haven't already gone down, just come down really slow. I think most of you have gone down. There we go. That's a nice rest down here. Okay, so let's just concentrate on position. So chin's slightly tucked. Don't let the chin sort of come up too high. Just let's just take the arms up. Actually, just a bit more shoulder work. We're just going to lift those shoulders off, and then just relax them into the floor or into the mat, and then another lift and relax them. Lift and lower. Nice breathes coming in and lower. Okay, so at this point, if you want to, you could take your weights, and we're going straight into ribcage closure. And if you'd like to, when you bring the arms back, you could do another lift at the shoulders, lower them. Once they're lowered, you could then take the arms back, keeping that chin slightly tucked. Back is in a neutral position or just slightly imprinted, but don't let the ribs flare, don't let the ribs lift. It means that you should get a nice strong feeling into your abdominals. They're actually working to prevent that from happening. Still love this move, even though it's something we do a lot. Still great one to do. And then after this one, just bring the arms back up. If you've got weights, you can, for the next exercise, you could keep them if you want to, but just be a bit careful. Elbows are out to the side, and it's just the rotator cuff work again. I just like to emphasise the area a little bit. So just forearm coming back. I mean, I can get it back to the floor, but not everyone would be able to. So don't feel that you have to get it that far. You can only, you go to wherever you feel there might be a restriction. So it's just nice to try and improve that mobility. Okay, brilliant. So when you're ready, just bring the arms down by your side. And then what we'll do, first of all, with the back imprinted, we're going to lift one leg into tabletop, then the other. Then we're going to come down with that first leg slowly, and then the other one. And then you're going to lift the other leg this time. So all the time, we're keeping the back imprinted, so much so that I can't talk properly when I'm doing it. So really you want to think about breathing it out as you come down. So this is a really nice one to do. Basic, but you have to think about it. Last one. And again, you should be feeling the abdominals waking up quite a bit. And then we're going to wake them up a bit more. We're going to take the hands behind your head, elbows out to the side, but you should be able to see them in your peripheral vision. Then you're going to back in print, chin slightly tucked. Breathe out as we lift, breathe in. So I really want you to feel the abdominals working. I want you to get your head nice and heavy in your hands. And you want to start feeling the abs just working that bit harder, feeling them almost up towards your bottom, the rib cage area. So from here to here, just trying to keep looking up towards the ceiling. And a nice breath out as you lift. How's that feeling? Should we do two more? And one. Okay, so next thing, let's work on the obliques. So you're coming up and you're just going to take it from side to side. So you're looking sort of down to the floor, up towards the ceiling, and back down to the floor. And then just coming back down, keep the hands under your head. And we're going to do that one where we can bring the knee in as well. So bring one leg in first into this position. So you're going to, as you lift, bring the knee in so you can feel the difference. And then just take it, you can straighten it if you want to, or just take it away from you. It's quite, going to be a bit careful with this one and just think about what you're doing. I can really feel the difference when you bring that knee in. Can you? Because you can just really feel the abs working hard. Let's just do one more and just come down, and you can see if you can just stretch your tummy a little bit. So just lift your back up for a little bit, stretch that tummy. And then get ready to take the other knee in. So come lift that up, back is imprinted, and lift. and lower. Bring the knee in. So I can sort of feel that now sort of up to into the rib cage. Nice breath out as you bring it in and up. 2 more. Perfect, bring that leg down. Now just take the arms and just stretch that tummy. I don't know how that feels for you, but if you feel like you've really worked it, you have a really good stretch and let the back lift up. I feel like I've worked mine. The thing is, you can feel it here, can't you? Okay, and just bring those feet back and the knees bent. Next thing is toe taps. So come into position. So for your basic toe taps, so you can probably feel that this is all woken up now and working efficiently. And you know what you're doing with your toe taps, keeping that back slightly imprinted. That's good. Try not to go too quick. I can see a few. I think if you go quick, it makes it a bit too easy. Perfect. Then bring the knees in to the chest. I'll tell you what we could do today. We could bring the feet back up into tabletop and just a double toe tap. So just be careful here. You could either just do a little bit and bring the knees back in. Now really press that back in towards the mat. Some people will be able to go all the way down. I struggle with that myself, so don't feel that you need to do that. You could just do a little one, or if you want to keep with the single ones, feel free. So you're going to feel your abs later, or now, but later as well. And now bring the knees back into your chest, chin slightly tucked. What we're going to do now is just take one foot to the floor, the other one's going into tabletop. You're going to bring the foot on the floor back up, and we're going to just swap it over. So we're doing our alternative single leg stretch, keeping that knee pretty much in line with your hips. You can come up if you want to with the shoulders and then the head and neck. You can even take hands behind if that works. The lower your leg goes, the harder it's going to be. How are you feeling? Do you want to bring the knees in and just have a quick rest? Just a little roll, just a very slight roll from side to side. I've forgotten what we're doing next. Yeah, okay. We can do lots of, we'll do double leg stretch now. So knees and feet together. And coming up again if you want to. You can stretch your arms away if you'd like. Again, more abdominal work. I said we were emphasising this. Quick look. How's that feeling? Let's do one more. Bring the head down. Take the head from side to side. And then we're going to leave one knee in. Let's just stretch the other leg and just bring that down to the floor. And just make sure the knees, the ankle is in line with your knee. So you're not sort of coming in. Nice little stretch. And then you're just going to bring the other leg up, bring it in and swap it over to the other side. So again, keep that knee in line with your ankle. Lift the leg and we're going to go into the other double leg stretch now. That's it, you can lift if you want to. Okay, and then bring the knees back into your chest and bring the feet down to the floor. And we're just going to take one leg up and we're just going to circle the ankle, but also see if you can just get a stretch down into your hamstrings. And then you might want to change direction. If you can hold on to the calf muscle, that's great. If not, just behind the hamstrings. And then bring that knee in and bring the feet down, foot down. Change to the other side and circle. But I want you to feel a stretch here. So we're doing some prep work before we do some bridge work. Change the direction. Bring the knee in and bring the foot down. So let's do a little bit of shoulder bridge, and what we'll do is we'll bring, actually you could use your weights, but we'll bring in the band if you don't have weights. The weights aren't that heavy actually, but if you have heavier ones, you could try this. So it's going to first just start off with just that squeeze of your bottom to lift your hips. So don't involve your back or your chest, it's all about your bottom. And then roll back down through the vertebrae. And just do that 2 or 3 times. Feet flat on the floor. Spread the toes. And roll back down. And one more time. And roll back through. And then what we can do, if you want to use your weights, you can, but if you've got little half-kilogram ones, it won't make much difference. So you could try it with the band. So the band comes over your hips, and then you kind of try and keep it on the floor with your hands, which is quite difficult. And then you're going to just lift again, squeeze up the bottom, and just, even if you can't get into the floor, just hold it down slightly. You get some work into your shoulders as well, and then roll back down through. So put some resistance on your hips, they've got to work harder. Can you feel that in your thighs as well? And roll back down. And we'll try that once more. We'll see if we can hold the position. And then you're going to just drop one side a little bit of your bottom and then lift that hip, and then drop the other side slightly and lift. So just keep going with that. Couple more. Can you feel that in your shoulders as well? And roll back down. And just stretch those legs away. Good. Okay, we'll do some more, we'll do a little bit more bridge, and then we'll do some reverse curls, and then we'll come up and do some other stuff. Okay, so just one more bridge exercise. What should we do? Yeah, okay, squeeze and lift, so without your band. And you're going to lift the heels, lift the toes. Heels, toes. This is great for noisy ankles, clicky ankles. Okay, lift those toes, feet flat on the floor, squeeze that bottom a little bit, so just lift up that a little bit more, squeeze, 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 and release back down through each vertebrae. And then again, if you want to stretch the legs, I need to stretch my legs after. And then bring them back. And then we're going to cross the legs over, lift them, and we're going to reverse curl. So we're going to lift those hips off. Try not to push yourself up like that. So if you're doing that, you don't realise, place your palms upwards, and it will kind of remind you not to do it. Last one. Excellent, bring the knees in. And let's come up to seated. So lift up. Right, what's next? Let's do some side work. So what we're going to do, we're just going to do something on our elbows. We're only going to keep this quick. So onto your elbow. You've got your different positions for this one, because what we're going to do, I'm not going to force you to hold this position. So what it's going to be a lift. We're going to do a lift and lower. I'm not going to keep it in a static hold. So you've got either this position, easiest, slightly harder, much harder. So you decide what you'd like to do. And we're pushing up through that shoulder, and all we're going to do, she says, we're going to lift up, and then we're going to lower. So we're not going to hold that too much, but what I want you to really concentrate on is lifting up through here, this side of the waist. And looking up towards the ceiling, and then back down. You can feel it in your shoulder as well, so you don't want to do too many. And last one. And then just come up into seated, and the arm that you've just been leaning on, the shoulder, just give that a stretch. It's a nice stretch into your side as well. And then change it over to the other side. So you've got your 3 positions. Again, I forgot to say, just pull in through the abdominals and always lift up through that shoulder. So let's just get started. You can take the arm over a bit further if you want to. I just want you to feel it here. And if you want to hold it, you can do. Depends on how much pressure. We can do it actually on our hands and wrists, but I think I'll leave that for another day. Ooh, keep pulling in through the abdominals. Last one. Excellent, and then just come up into seated position and take it into a stretch, which is a really nice stretch after you've done that. And you bring that arm down. Okay, so let's do some all fours work, and then we'll go on to our side. So all fours, our normal position. Let's do our sort of shoulder, a bit more mobilisation. So keeping the elbows straight and just really encouraging the shoulder blades to meet together and then push away. Slow it right down. On my hairs, yeah. Okay, what shall we do first? Let's come off for a second. Let's do, this can be done on your elbows if you prefer. Knees coming up and squeeze and release. So sometimes I see people doing it like this, but try and really bend that knee so you've got what I call like a 90-degree bend. So I want you to squeeze into your bottom. Now pull up through your abdominals quite strongly, otherwise you're going to feel it in your back. And then bring that knee in. Do you want to take a quick rest or a bit of shake of the wrists? And then change over to the other side. You can look at yourself, hopefully you can look up, I can see myself now. I can correct myself from the video. So you're waking up that bottom a bit more. Couple more squeezes. And bring that knee in. Okay. Then what we'll do, just do a couple of stretches. So you're going to lift up and round the back off, let the head drop. And then you're going to just push that bottom behind. A nice stretch into your back and your tummy. And again, just round the back off, let the head drop. And push the bottom behind. And then just come back into a little bit of a shell stretch. And come up. So, let's think, what shall we do? Let's do a straight, no, let's do Superman. So you could use your, if you want to, you could use your weights for this one. So I always like to think about stretching way and then lift from that position and pull up through the abdominals. So hold the position and then bring it in. So we're looking for shoulder and hip stability. I'll let you carry on in your own time, but always try and hold the stretch for a few seconds. So Penny, can you pull up through your abdominals a little bit more? Does that work for you? Because I can see your back going into a, so if you can pull up, if you find that it's too much to stretch away, take the stretch, don't stretch too far, but pull up through the abdominals so you'll get a better position in your back. Great. We'll have another go on if you come on Thursday and just check that's all okay, it feels okay. That's better, it does look better, well done. Okay, so last one. Good, yeah, I can see everyone's shaking, people are shaking their wrists, so let's just come down into a stretch. It's always, that's always the problem with the all fours work. And then come up. And let's do some side work then. So what we'll do, we'll just do upper body, because we've done quite a lot of shoulders, it's quite nice just to do, we'll do a little bit of open book and then we'll go on to the lower body. Oh, see, I've overdone it this week, already, with painting and also some strength training on Sunday. And I just felt that in my back then. So what we're doing is we're taking the arms out in front and we're just going to come into a stretch. Try and keep the hips in place and then bring it back. So you're lifting a little bit at the waist when you're doing side work, pulling in through the abdominals. This is a nice one for me to check when we're in person. Okay, this will be your last one, so we're not going to do too much on this. And then we'll just slightly change position. So stretch the arm. Okay, and then lift onto the waist slightly. Let's start with a circle. We're pulling up through the abdominals. And keep the hips stable. And then we'll change direction. And bring the leg down. So we've done that one. Let's do, let's flex the foot, take it back slightly and point the toes down. So this should hopefully then target the back area rather than the front, the TFL. We want it to target the glute medius muscle. And you really need to take that leg back a bit to do that. Just one more, and relax, and then we'll just bend the knees into a clam, and we'll lift the feet, and we're going to open, straighten, back to open, and close. Let's just do one more. Bring those legs down. Give yourselves a pat if you need to. And then we'll take that onto the other side. So open book first. And then just keeping that chin slightly tucked. You can always get that good stretch in the arm. Well, not so much the arm, the shoulder. It should be going slightly in towards the chest. We want to try and stretch those chest muscles, which helps. Chest gets tight when we look at our screens all day. So we want to try and release that off. So I'd just like you to do the 2 more. And then you're going to change position. Straight leg, stretching away, just check everybody's ready, and then circle. So we're going to lift under that waist slightly. And change direction. Okay, and then you're going to flex your foot, take it back slightly, push the toes down slightly and lift and lower. And bring that leg down. Brilliant. And then bend both knees, lift the feet. You're going to open, straighten, back to open, close. Let's just do one more. And close. Good. Give yourselves a pat. And then we'll just come onto our backs. And just a glute stretch straight away. So right leg over the left, draw the leg in. And release. Change over to your other side. Knee out and then stretch. Feels good. And as normal, we'll finish off with our hip rolls. So you can lift your feet if you want to, or just keep them down. Or if you've got your hog, you can just do a stretch on your hog, which is probably what I need. And bring the knees in. Stretch the legs away. So you just get a nice stretch for the calves. And then take the arms over, lift the back, stretch into your tummy, and then just coming up to seated, however you want to. Excellent, well done. So, seated position, squeeze the shoulders up and release. Just let the neck release and the shoulders release, and take the arms out to the side and take a breath in and out and in again and out, and give yourselves a clap. Thank you. We'll see you next week, or see you on Thursday. Thank you very much.